A shooting on the Las Vegas Strip that killed one civilian ended in a standoff with the police. One of our reporters takes a closer look at the aftermath.
We also caught up with UNLV's President Len Jessup to discuss how he has been spending his spring semester. We have all this and more. You're watching Studio G.
Good afternoon, Rebels, and welcome to our Thursday episode of Studio G. My name is Nicole Soto.
And I'm Annabelle Rocha. The man who authorities said shot two people, killing one, on a bus on the Las Vegas Strip surrendered Saturday after a standoff that lasted more than 4 hours. Alyssa Truesdale has the story.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention? Las Vegas Metro Police Department is investigating an ongoing incident outside the hotel, and we are cooperating. Stay in shelter until Metro Police clears the hotel. Further updates will be provided over this voice message system.
That was the sound of an alarm that was heard throughout the Cosmopolitan Hotel Saturday morning when Metro broke word to neighboring hotels about an apparent standoff situation after a reported shooting. Rolando Cardenas, 55, has been charged with open murder with use of a firearm, attempted murder with use of a firearm, burglary while in possession of a firearm, and discharging a gun without a vehicle, according to a police report on Sunday. The release said the victims and Cardenas were sitting in the rear of a bus when the bus stopped and passengers began to disembark. Cardenas stood up and fired several rounds with a handgun for, quote, no apparent reason.
He shoots a man in the chest, and his wife is sobbing for him, hoping that he pulls through. As the other man is Grace, he's okay, but he's in shock.
Cardenas remained on the bus for hours while tactical teams and negotiators came to the scene on Las Vegas Boulevard. Despite being advised not to speak to the media, Planet Hollywood employees said police prompted guests to leave immediately, enabling them to desert their unpaid check.
Guys with guns saying go this way, and they ushered us out. It was hard to get out. We finally got out to here. We parked at the Planet Hollywood, so we're just trying to get out of here.
The shooting is said to be an isolated incident and not believed to be connected to the burglary at the Bellagio in any way. The closed stretch of the Strip was finally reopened in both directions by 6 p.m. Saturday, several hours after the shooting began around 10:48 a.m. For Studio G, I'm Alyssa Truesdale.
A motive has not yet been determined. However, we have learned from Assistant Sheriff Tom Roberts that mental issues were apparent when Cardenas spoke to police. A preliminary hearing has been set for April 27th.
UNLV's President Jessup is busy during this time of year. The certainly electable Lee Guilford caught up with him to see how he is spending his time.
I'm Lee Guilford, and today I sat down with the president of UNLV, Len Jessup, to talk about the differences between spring break when he was a kid and today.
The thing that comes to mind is when I think back about my spring break as a student, I was, especially in my undergrad years at Cal State Chico, which had a reputation as being a party school back then, but I'm not kidding, I was so broke that spring break for me was a week where I could go back home and work for a week to make the money I needed to finish out the semester.
We also spoke about the successes of our basketball teams.
Right. We knew that this was going to be a rebuilding year in basketball. I mean, we knew it. We put Marvin in a tough spot because he came in at the end of the season. He had about 2-3 weeks to finish his recruiting, you know, at the time when most of the recruiting had been done for everybody. And so we knew it was going to be difficult for him to then field the team. And so we knew that this would be a rebuilding year for him. And I think what people have to think about is that they got to take a long-term view. I think we got the right guy, the right coach at the right time.
President Jessup also discusses UNLV and why he won't be in attendance for the grand tasting on Saturday.
I'll be there. I'll be there for the first 2 nights. I usually go to all 3, but I'm going to go down to the final 4. It's in Phoenix. It's a short plane ride, so I'm going to take advantage. It's one of the things that's always been on my bucket list. So I won't be there for the third night, but I will see you there for the first 2 nights.
For Studio G, I'm Lee Guilford.
UNLV-No takes place today, Friday, March 31st, and Saturday, April 1st at various locations throughout the Valley. Visit UNLVno.com for more information.
The Las Vegas Indoor Skydiving Center teamed up with a local food bank for their annual Tunnel Jam event. Giselle De Los Reyes has more.
Here at the Las Vegas Indoor Skydiving, you can get your fix of your adrenaline going. But at the annual Tunnel Jam event, you can watch exciting body flight performances while still giving to a great cause. Tunnel Jam invites the Las Vegas community to participate in various activities and check out what Las Vegas Indoor Skydiving has to offer.
Tunnel Jam Invitational is an indoor skydiving competition, all to benefit 3 Square Food Bank. The mayor and the county have proclaimed today Vegas Indoor Skydiving Day. So we've got face painting, we've got live DJs, raffles every hour. We've got thousands of dollars in activities from around town and all over to win every single hour, and all you gotta do is feed hungry people.
The company teamed up with the 3 Square Food Bank, an organization that serves the food insecure people in Nevada.
Food insecurity is actually a fancy name for people who are hungry, right? And the truth is, hunger afflicts anybody and everybody. We are the organization that helps you with that food insecurity and supplements your food until you get back on your feet. We currently, on a monthly basis, we serve about almost 200,000 people.
With this event only being their 2nd annual, they hope to continue growing and give back to the community.
I think we have many more to come. This has been, it's a really intense process of setting all this up and getting it going, but we all love so much what we do here that it's really not work. We love doing this stuff, and the fact that we're helping so many people just makes it even easier for us to want to do it. Come on down, we'll be here. We're open 7 days a week, every day, 10 to 7 p.m., always flying people every half an hour. We got a class starting.
Thanks to all the members supporting this event, Nevada is one step closer to helping those in need. For Studio G, I'm Giselle De Los Reyes.
The Tunnel Jam event last year received 2,000 pounds worth of food, and this year they hope to reach 5,000 pounds by making virtual donations available on their website as well.
When we come back, we'll take a look at what is happening across the nation.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Nutrition Center. Anyone from the Las Vegas community is welcome. We can get more people into the Nutrition Center, get them more educated, then they can learn what ways to prevent chronic diseases and to become healthier individuals. All classes are held in BHS building, Bigelow Health Sciences, room 212, and the times vary, but you could always check them at the UNLV calendar or UNLV Today, and all the classes, times, and descriptions are available there.
Welcome back to Studio G. Thanks for staying with us, Rebels.
Let's go to the newsroom to see what is happening across the country. What do you have for us, Giselle?
Thank you, ladies. I'm Giselle De Los Reyes. Here's what is happening in our top headlines around the nation. Ivanka Trump will now be an official government employee to President Trump's administration. She will be serving as an unpaid advisor to the president along with her husband, Jared Kushner, who will also be working for the administration. Ms. Trump's official title is Assistant to the President, and her husband is Senior Advisor. This contradicts her statement back in November when her father was first elected. She said she would not be taking a job in the White House and that she would just be a supportive daughter. Since then, Ms. Trump has attended official meetings with her father and other world leaders and been given an office in the West Wing of the White House. Ms. Trump says that this move is being done to ensure she will follow reasonable ethical standards while she is assisting her father. A devastating bus crash in Central Texas has killed at least 10 people, according to CNN. The bus was full of churchgoers returning from a retreat when it collided with the truck near Garner State Park. 3 people were injured in this collision, along with the driver of the truck. The cause of the accident is still being investigated. The bus was bringing back members of the First Baptist Church in New Braunfels. The church canceled events later that day, but some members still gathered in honor of remembrance. Two black women that work for Fox News filed a lawsuit against the channel and against recently fired controller Judy Slater. Tashana Brown and Tabrice Wright claim that they were subjected to racial harassment during their employment at Fox News. The two women claim that Slater made an ample amount of racially driven comments toward them. Slater allegedly said to Brown and Wright that black employees have difficulty pronouncing certain words, and that she would make Brown say the words aloud during a meeting in front of other employees. The women suing also say that Slater asked Wright if all her children were fathered by the same man. The comments continued, and Brown and Wright claimed that their superiors either ignored them or did nothing to help resolve the issue, which leads to them filing a lawsuit. The U.S. Census Bureau announced that it mistakenly said they would include members of the LGBTQ community in the 2020 census. Originally, the Census Bureau released a list of categories that it would use for the upcoming 2020 census. Initially, there was a proposal for adding sexual orientation and gender identity to the list. But after the proposal was released, it was removed, and the Census Bureau claimed it was an accident to include those categories. Advocates for the LGBTQ community say that they are purposely being ignored in order to have no information about the community. They claim that this is so they can neglect the needs of the community. The Census Bureau stands by the decision and claims there is no need to include those topics. Samsung announced their new smartphone to be unveiled this year in hopes of regaining consumers after having to recall their product last year for being dangerous to the public. Last year, after release of the Galaxy Note 7, the company received numerous complaints of the phone overheating and even exploding in some cases. After a recall of all the phones, the new models still were catching fire, and they were banned from being taken on airplanes due to safety. Samsung had to discontinue the phone altogether. Their new phone, the Galaxy S8, has new features for the Samsung consumer and is desired to restore confidence in the company after having to lose billions of dollars last year. That's all I have for you today. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Giselle. Two former allies of New Jersey Governor Chris Christie were sentenced to prison Wednesday for their role in Bridgegate, a conspiracy to shut down the nation's busiest bridge. William Baroni, the former deputy executive director of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, and Bridget Kelly, Christie's former deputy chief of staff, were convicted late last year of conspiring to tie up traffic on the George Washington Bridge to get revenge on Mayor Mark J. Sokolich of Fort Lee because he refused to support Christie's re-election bid.
The aggravating factors obviously were that Mr. Baroni and Ms. Kelly used their positions in the government, used government resources to settle a petty political score. And in doing so, they breached their duty to the citizens of New Jersey, and they showed a callous disregard for the welfare of the people that they were supposed to be serving.
Baroni was sentenced to 24 months in prison with 500 mandatory hours of community service. Kelly was sentenced to 18 months in prison plus a year of probation. Both said they will file an appeal. Kelly had this to say after her sentencing.
For me and for my children, but I want to assure my kids and everyone else that this fight is far from over. I will not allow myself to be the scapegoat in this case, and I look very much forward to the appeal.
Christie was not charged with the crime and said he did not know about his aide's conspiracy to halt traffic on the bridge.
Now let's take a look at our weather today with Kayleen.
What do you have for us today?
Hi guys, my name is Kayleen Talents and this is your weather segment for today. So we're looking at a good 74, high 80, low is 52, and it's going to be very windy today. There's actually a high wind warning. A lot of dust is going to be blowing everywhere, so ladies, make sure you tie your hair up because you know your hair is going to be everywhere. But let's go take a look at our image today. This image is from ksdk.com. In parts of Missouri and Illinois, they are expecting a severe storm heading their way. Main threats will be hail and high winds and a possible tornado. But let's go take a look into our 5-day forecast. At Thursday, it's going to be windy as well. It's going to be 80 degrees, but as you can see, as we make our way throughout the week, it's going to be mostly sunny. We are staying consistent in the 80s and 70s, but let's go take a look into our valley. We are going to be in the highest in Henderson and Boulder City at 79. Lowest is going to be Summerlin, but today here at UNLV, we are going to be at 75, mostly cloudy. Wind speed is going to be 28 miles per hour. Again, be prepared for the wind. It is coming really hard today. As for tonight, it's going to be 52 degrees and it's going to be windy. Let's go take a look at our national forecast. This image is from weatherchannel.com. In the mountain west, tomorrow they will be expecting a storm heading their way, a lot of rain and snow, a complete mixture of the both. And let's go take a look at in the east coast to the Midwest, they will be expecting a lot of rain, but over here in the Cincinnati area, they will be in the eye of the storm. And that is all that I have for your weather segment for today. Up next, we have an interview with one of the founders of UNLV's own social media platform, Collage. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Your community's farmers market. Welcoming, lively, friendly. A place where neighbors and friends come together to celebrate their community. With over 50 vendors, organic, sustainable, fresh produce are available just for you. Support and buy local at Fresh 52.
Welcome back to Studio G. I'm Taimi Soto. 2 UNLV students created a website that might just become the new Facebook. Jamie Poole has the story.
I got to sit down with 2 UNLV students, Sebastian and Dylan, that created their own website they hope to eventually turn into an app.
Just that as students, we realized that we had certain needs on campus that weren't really being fulfilled by the current resources that we have.
They can also buy and sell any material, which puts them into a chat room to set up a time and place to meet here at UNLV. They're hoping that this is a safer website alternative to others like Amazon and Craigslist.
And it sort of expanded into other things because we realized once we have this network of students that are using the website, they can use it to sell textbooks to each other, or not even just textbooks, but anything, you know, skateboards, used video games that you've played through once.
You sign up and you use your Rebel Mail UNLV email. We verify that each student or each member of the network is a UNLV student.
It's not like Craigslist where you have to go to some stranger's house. You can instead just say, hey, meet me in the SU, you know, at 1. Beyond that, you know, once it's up and running at UNLV, there's nothing that would stop us from spreading it to UNR or ASU, UCSD, you know, UCLA.
For Studio G, I'm Jamie Poole.
Right now, Collage is still in the beta test mode, but the creators hope to release a full version in the future. And I'm sitting here now with one of the founders of Collage, Sebastian Sanquist. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for joining us, and I'm really excited. Oh my God, so this is actually like a Facebook, but not a Facebook. Can you please explain what Collage is?
Sure. So there's the social media aspect to it. So you can create groups, let's say study groups, or groups where maybe for recreational sports you can meet together in the gym. And yeah, so it's a place for students to chat and get together on campus. But beyond that, there's a marketplace, and this is where I think we're different from pretty much every other social media platform. So on Collage, you can buy and sell textbooks from other students, and unlike Amazon or Craigslist, you can meet with the students who are selling it on campus. So it makes it a lot easier and a lot safer.
Great. So this website, it's only for UNLV students, correct?
Yes, exactly. For now, it's only at UNLV. In the future, we expect to expand to other campuses, but every instance of collage will be exclusive to a single campus. So you'll never interact with students on another campus. You'll exclusively be interacting with UNLV students.
Okay, perfect. And to talk a little bit more about the differences, can you please explain to me what makes this different than other social media platforms that are right now, like
Absolutely.
in the top?
Sure. So just right off the bat, we don't have any ads. I think almost any social media platform that you could think of is littered with ads. We don't have ads because we have a marketplace. And so we earn money through a nominal transaction fee rather than by selling our users' data to advertisers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a huge feature and a huge benefit to collage. There's also the exclusivity. So on Facebook, you've got everybody and their parents and their siblings. With collage, it's very focused. It's just students and it's just people that you're comfortable with that you know on your campus.
How did you come up with this idea?
So myself and a friend of mine, Dylan, we came up with the idea while we were on vacation, and we were thinking about what sorts of things would we like to see at UNLV. And we were thinking it is kind of hard right now to get together and organize groups on campus. I mean, you've got Greek life and you've got clubs, but it's hard to know everything that's going on at school. And so we wanted a way to be able to broadcast announcements and create small groups that would meet in person, not just talking online.
And this is something that you are creating or that you created with a friend of yours, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
So we've created a working version. We've created a prototype that we've tested and released. We've tested it with 100 people right now. And right now we're undergoing development on a mobile application. And so as soon as that's created, by the end of this year, we'll release it to the campus at large.
Nice. So you were telling me off camera that you guys started this 2 years ago. What's taken so long, or is this something that it always takes this long to do because of the steps that you guys have to?
Yeah, I would say conversely, it's actually been quite quick. We created the entire prototype implementation with credit card processing, a lot of security features, and so on. That was created within the first year. Then we released that version and tested it with a small number of users, and so that testing has allowed us to see how people want to use the website and allowed us to iterate from there. And so that's where we are today.
Nice. Now, this website, is it also available for teachers and staff or only students?
Exclusively for students.
Okay. Nice. So I'm pretty sure that with the students you can, like you said, you can sell books. It's very helpful and everything like that, right?
Absolutely, and it'll save students a lot of money. If you think about it, we're spending an average of $500 every semester on textbooks. You might purchase them from the bookstore, you might purchase them from Amazon, and then after that, what do? You either, your textbook will sit on a shelf and collect dust, or you can try to sell it back to Amazon, who might give you pennies on the dollar for it, or sell it back, same story at the bookstore. If instead you could sell it to another student, then you would earn a lot more money, and they would be paying less.
Very helpful. Now you're a junior
I'm a junior.
majoring in
Computer science.
Okay, which makes sense. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Pretty good. And now your what do you guys see in the future that you guys want?
The future for collage?
Yes.
Beyond the immediate future, where we'll be releasing the mobile application, we seek to expand, I think, immediately to UNR and some of the neighboring schools, and then expanding from there to, say, ASU, Stanford, and eventually the rest of the nation.
Great. Congratulations once again. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a great website to be. I want to be in it. I hope I can. I'm a senior and I'm going to be graduating, but hopefully you guys will let me have a profile. Thank you so much for joining us on our show today.
Thank you.
And when we come back, we'll take a look at the anticipation surrounding the Raiders moving to Las Vegas. There's more here at Studio G. Don't move.
think we're feeling like excited about the prospects. We know we're going to drop a lot of time, hopefully break a few records, and I think that the team is ready to go.
I'm pretty excited. We've done very well as a team this year, and I think coming into Taper, I think we're going to do really well these next few weeks.
As far as Studio G, at first it looks overwhelming, and at first it looks like it's a lot of work, but I'll tell you what, it's the most beneficial class I've had at UNLV to date, without a doubt. You get to not only develop stories and work on your interviewing skills, your editing skills, and your shooting skills from a camera perspective, you get to work on all the equipment that's in the studio. So you're working on audio, you're working on directing, tech directing, you get to produce your own show. You can take a 30-minute newscast and make it your own. And that's really cool about Studio G. Like I said, a lot of it seems overwhelming at first, but it is by far the best class I've taken at UNLV since I've been here.
The Oakland Raiders are set to relocate to Las Vegas. Yuri Andreashuk has more.
On Monday, it was announced that the Oakland Raiders will be moving to Las Vegas in 2020. The vote was almost unanimous, with the only rejection coming from Miami Dolphins owner Stephen Russ.
We just finished a very important discussion regarding the relocation proposal by the Raiders, which our owners approved overwhelmingly.
The rumored move to Vegas has been anticipated for months. Now that this is indeed happening, this is the second team to relocate to a new city in 3 months. The other team was the San Diego Chargers, announcing their move to Los Angeles in January. Some critics are surprised at the Raiders' move to Las Vegas due to the team accumulating a 12-4 regular season record last season with their first playoff appearance in 14 years. The future has been looking bright with quarterback Derek Carr leading the helm. UNLV students offered their thoughts on the Raiders' move to Las Vegas.
I think it's honestly a good idea because we got a lot of traffic already in Las Vegas, but it depends where they plan on putting the stadium at. But the Las Vegas Raiders, it sounds kind of weird. I'm so used to hearing the Oakland Raiders. I think the fans will feel kind of violated now that it's changing to Las Vegas. But Las Vegas is a big city, so we can make up for the loss that we got in Oakland. Oakland's not as big as Las Vegas, so it's actually a good move. Most people that live here aren't from here, and the people that come here are mostly tourists. So I see it being a hard problem trying to find like the home base. Like Oakland, it was there. It's like there's a lot of people that live there, and Las Vegas is more of a tourist state, so it's hard.
The Raiders' new stadium is planned for a 2020 opening. Until then, fans are welcoming the team with open arms in Las Vegas while the team completes their final 2 years in Oakland, along with building a championship contender. For Studio G, I'm Yuri Andreashuk.
There's a lot of excitement about the NFL's arrival to Vegas. I'm really excited about the Raiders, but I'm not excited about this weather. It's going to be super windy, so remember before
Really
you head
windy.
outside.
Yeah, especially be careful driving, because I know driving can get a little shaky.
Thank you for watching our Thursday episode of Studio G. Remember to follow us on social media at UNLV Studio. I'm Annabelle Rocha.
And I'm Nicole Soto. We'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Studio G.